Hello, I'm Toycat, and welcome back to episode 1 of my TU31 Let's Play. This is a brand new Let's Play I'm starting for the new update, where I'm going to be expanding my Let's Play world, which I already have, and I'm going to be going into a brand new sectional fit, which has brand new biomes, brand new features, and a lot more to explore. We're going to be going in there with nothing but a new map, like it would be if we were starting a new world, and yeah, it's going to be a really fun time. And you might start after hearing all that and be like, Toycat, why are you going through all this effort to basically start a new world? You could have just hit new world, you know? So the reason we're doing it this way is because we have the really cool, side benefit that we wouldn't otherwise have of instead of, just having a new world with nothing in it already, when we get like a certain amount into this, let's say 50 episodes, we can link it back to the original world. So that's the updated Adventures world. This is the TU31 Adventures world, or TU31 Let's Play, whatever we call it in the end. And eventually they can be linked, kind of like two countries. So yeah, this is like kind of like the two countries Let's Play, except they're two Let's Plays together. I think it's a cool idea, and if you do too, I'd very much appreciate a like on the video because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets me like this Let's Play. But let's get straight into this, shall we? So let's start with the key issue we have of exactly which direction to go. So when I built the border point between the new world and the old world, which that's the old world, this is the new world here, I thought there'd be a big body of land here, which, is a pretty reasonable assumption. But nope, I got a giant deep ocean, which is like hundreds of blocks apart. So we have a big decision as to where we go north, get the Savannah Biome, go southwest to get the birch tree forest, or where we go south and get a very, very big roof forest. And a big part of me does want to go south, but I'm actually going to go north. And the reason for this is because I've explored enough seeds to know that Savannah is rarer than, a roof forest. So we've got a good chance of finding a roof forest if we go this anyway. Plus, there's no rain, so it's just a good thing all around. So we're going to be going north. And while we go north, let's talk about what this Let's Play is going to be about. Because it is going to be very different to most Minecraft Let's Plays out there. Because, most Minecraft Let's Plays are moving in this direction of, like, we're going to be role-playing type deal. Like, instead of I am playing Minecraft, which is what I'm doing right now, it's I'm in Minecraft, I'm a cat, hello everyone, I'm a cat, and oh no, I'm drowning, glug, 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 glug. And although a lot of people do like that, I see the appeal of it, and I understand why it needs to exist, I think it's kind of patronizing to people, over the age of 12, right? I think, to a lot of you, you'll be that and you'll, be rolling your eyes the whole time, and I don't think that's a great idea. So instead, I'm going to be doing a normal Let's Play, I'm going to be talking at you, at the camera, and doing all this cool stuff, but I'm also going to be, giving some Toycat knowledge, like I usually do, with a couple of other twists. So first of all, the building style for this second Let's Play is going to be very different to the original one. If you don't know, my builds over there were very, very wacky. They're going to be quite wacky here, but I'm going to be doing modern-y wacky. So hopefully you learn some building tips, because I know some very bizarre things that can make a building look good. We're going to be abusing them, but we are going to be showing you them anyway. And then it's also going to be different because, as well as just regular Toycat knowledge about a bunch of subjects, which hopefully you will learn something new, I know a lot of you do know everything there is to know about Minecraft, so we'll give you some knowledge about real life, because a lot of people's favorite episode of the updated Adventures was one where I was talking about space, and they're like, wow, mind blown, I didn't know particles could just appear out of nowhere over a long enough period of time. That's really cool. So I figured, what I'd do is every single episode I'll talk about something I'm really passionate about, because, it's kind of like the cool parts of learning and none of the downsides. So yeah, as well as giving you Toycat knowledge about Minecraft stuff, there'll be some Toycat knowledge about real life, and that's the goal behind this thing. You learn something about Minecraft, you learn something about real life, and maybe you like at least one of those two things. So yeah, you can obviously let me know if you like it at the end of the video, but let's start by talking about what we're going to be talking about in today's video, which is actually passwords, because passwords isn't something most people consider, but there are some really, really cool facts about them that, I learned because, I used to run a lot of websites that involve this stuff, so I figured I'd learn exactly why the passwords weren't in plain text, because, everyone has a password, but most people don't consider how the passwords work, because when you type a password into a site, you assume the site just checks its magic database, it makes sure the passwords match, and then it logs you in. But the funny thing about this is that it doesn't actually do that. It doesn't actually have a copy of the password, and it can't actually check directly against that. So yeah, fun fact you can just tell people is, oh, Google doesn't actually have your password. And, by itself, this is kind of an inflammatory fact, like, oh, look how crazy that is. But the truth behind it is they don't store your password, they store a derivative of your password. So I'll talk about how they do it, because it is a really cool process in a little bit. But let's start by talking about why it would be a terrible idea not to do what I'm about to tell you they do. So the reason it's a terrible idea just to store a copy of your password, which is what, it's what some websites do, which is, if a website does it, they're really bad. But, some websites do this, and it's also, it's something you will see from time to time, and it used to happen a lot more back in the day, because if you think about how to make a login system, you probably think, yeah, we'll just do this, make a database, it'll work. And, it used to work way, way back, but it doesn't work so well anymore. And the reason behind this, also, we're going to go look for food, because we have wood. Now let's get some food to go along with it, because food and wood is the two things you need on your first day. But yeah, the reason that they actually do this The reason they don't store it is because, okay, first of all, imagine a big team like Google. So Google has probably hundreds of engineers which have access to the big database where your password would be. If they all had access to it, imagine one of them has this real big thing out for this Toy Cat guy, and he's like, oh, I really hate him. So he checks the, the big database, and he's like, oh, it turns out Toy Cat's right here. His password, it's Hunter2. And then suddenly, everyone knows that Toy Cat's password is Hunter2. He, a lot of people, I don't do this, but, they'll have their same password for everything. Oh, we can log into my online banking. That's terrible, not only for Google, because they get the big PR thing of like, because of Google, I lost all my money. But also, it's terrible for me, of course. So, the way they make this thing better for everyone, because they don't have to just worry about attacks from the inside. Any attack from the outside that takes the database has the exact same issue. Also, not a single mob anywhere around me. So, we've got about 3 minutes left in the day. We need to find a mob desperately. But yeah, you also got to bear in mind attacks from the outside will also get this database, and they'll have the exact same problem. So what do places like Google do to avoid the catastrophic meltdown that would be, having the password stored there? Because they've got to check your password somehow. So they do a really cool thing called hashing, and I'm going to talk about, I never could remember what hashing is. Also, new map. I can never remember exactly how hashing works. I'd always research it, be like, it's really cool, and then I'd forget it. So the way I'll help you remember it is with, Minecraft seeds. So the way it basically works is they can check if you type the correct password without knowing your password. And it's kind of like a seed. So when you type in a Minecraft seed, right, it turns it into a big seed number. This number can be up to, I think it's 22 digits long. Like, these are insane. Oh, a pig. It spawned behind me. Oh, is that 2 pigs? Is it 1 or 2? Whatever. I'll take how many pigs I can get. So, yeah, the way they do it is they can check if your... the way Minecraft seed works is when you type in a seed, like cat, instead of, just getting cat, what it does is it turns it into a very long number, and then that number is then what it will tell you to use to tell other people. So the reason it does this is kind of beyond me. It's probably just for easiness purposes to make it a number in their generator, but it does have this side effect of meaning that if you are the first person to find a seed, if I find the seed cat and it's really good, if I tell people the number, then they'll be able to check out the seed, but only I'll be able to know the exact first seed that makes that, Like, what I'm saying here is that cat can be used to work out 600,000, if that's the seed number, but the number 600,000, the seed number, can't be used to work out cat. It's a one-way algorithm, and that's what hashing is. It's a one-way kind of algorithm, and they're all really complex. I don't want to talk about all of them too much, but the basic idea is that, and it's we've got some coal, it seems. So, the really cool thing about that, and the thing that, makes that so valuable and so cool and stuff is, the fact that, also we need torches, it's so dark in here, is, the thing that makes, hashing such a cool thing is it means that they can check if you're right without storing the thing. Like, just because you have 600,000, it doesn't mean you know the password's cat, and just because you have cat, you don't, you can get the password, so you have both. Imagine it's like a key and a lock. Like, just because they have the lock, it doesn't mean they can get in. They need your key before they can do anything, and if you don't provide the key, they have nothing. Just because they know what the lock looks like, it doesn't mean they know what the key looks like. And although there is technically a way to reverse engineer this, because to explain how this works, because just saying hashing is, it's one way, it just sounds like magic to a lot of people, right? But the way this works, and there's a few ways to explain it, it's really, really complex, and it's based on, like, prime factors. But think about the numbers 11 and 7, right? You multiply them together, you get 77. But having 77 doesn't intrinsically, 77 by itself doesn't mean you know what multiplied you got there. Like, you can work it out quite easily, like 77. Oh, it must be, 7 times 11. But you don't know the numbers that were multiplied to get there. So this works with any two prime numbers. Think of, like, 19 and 13. So that gives you, if you multiply 19 by 13, you get 247. I hope I did that right on the fly. And basically, that 247, a lot of you right now can't work out that's the two numbers I just gave. I've forgotten already. And that's how hashing works. So that's what people always tell me, and I find that boring. I'm like, Z. So what I think is a way cooler way to remember it is think of the show Jeopardy. So I've never actually watched Jeopardy. Wait, I never killed the pigs that I needed to. Fortunately, one survived. But the way stuff despawns now is really bizarre. So I'm glad they both lived. Not just for me, but for pigs reasons. So we've got plenty of food. So this is actually going to be a really hard first night, because usually when you... Oh, we need more stone. Usually when you see, like, Minecraft gameplay, their first night's like, oh, I got some sheep, I got this, it's all easy. But we're playing on super hard mode, so maybe you learn something about that stuff. So before we go back to how amazing hashing is and stuff, let's start... Oh, wait, I want to go back to my Jeopardy analogy first, actually. So, it's kind of like the TV show Jeopardy. So I've never watched it, but as I understand it, it's like a regular quiz show, but instead, no, which is really bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to hide behind the wall, pop out, and then murder instantly. Go. I mean, maybe get a potion? We didn't get a potion. Did we get... Oh, we got glowstone. That's nice. Yeah, they ask you questions, and just know that, yeah, they give you answers. You've got to work out the questions. So it's kind of like that, because if they just say Yoda, there's a bunch of different questions that can get you to Yoda, but only you know the exact correct one, and that's kind of like a password. They're storing Yoda on their servers, but your password is actually character who is found in a swamp in episode 4 of Star Wars. I haven't watched enough Star Wars, that's a terrible example. But, you know, Barack Obama, he's the answer to a bunch of different questions, stuff like that. And, yeah, that's how passwords work. They store the answer to your question that only you know. And it's pretty cool like that. So that's how passwords work. I want to talk about how they're how they can be really used really dangerously. But for now, we've got to work on making a house. Because we have a furnace, we have a crafting table, but we don't have a house to sleep in tonight. And one of the pro tips I have for if you have like a really rough first night and you really want to sleep because you're just being bombarded by mobs is to kill 12 spiders. So if you have enough mobs around you that, you know, you're getting a real big bunch. How do I not have any? Okay, we'll just put wood in there. If you're having a really, really tough first night and, you know, you're generally at the point where it's like, oh no, I think everything's going to be over, but there's a bunch of spiders. If you kill roughly 12 spiders, it can be 6 if you're lucky. Every spider drops string. Oh, but every spider has a good chance of dropping string. I think it's 2/3 chance or something like that. And, you know, they can drop up to 3 bits of string. And the cool thing about this is that string, it's something that not everyone knows, but you can actually turn 4 string into a piece of wool. And therefore, I didn't get a bow. Therefore, if you have enough bits of string, you can make a bed just from killing spiders. And it's a tip you don't get to use very often, but it's a really cool tip when it does actually work out. So that's handy. Also, if you have a food issue at night, one, you've got the zombies, which you can kill for rotten flesh. That's a terrible idea, though. The second idea is really, really ballsy, but if it works out for you, it's pretty cool. You can kill skeletons, because when you kill a skeleton, the bone can be turned into bone meal, and then if you plant the seeds that you get from just, okay, we got a creeper. Let's lead them over here, shall we? Actually, yeah, and here's how you deal with creepers, by the way. You get them flop just out of the range, like there. Okay, that hurt me a little bit, but it's fine. But yeah, that's, I hope I told you something about mobs in the nighttime. Kill skeletons to get food, kill zombies to get food, and kill spiders to go to sleep at night, because if you don't, you'll have some problems. So we only have one more pork chop remaining, so that's going to be a problem. I want to go back to my house to actually build something, but there's a skeleton and there is a zombie there. So we can charge in there and just kill them. Yeah, let's do that, because I want to make this house, you know? A lot of people's first night, you know, ritual involves making their first house. I think mine needs to do that too. So apparently the Zerg rush on the skeleton actually worked quite well. And now let's start making the house. So I mentioned earlier how I've learned to I've learned a lot of the tips that make a good house, but I don't like just making a house that's just, you know, this standard thing, because whenever I look at a house that's, you know, traditionally good, it always looks the same to me. I never actually see what it's meant to be. So instead what we'll do is we'll make something a bit more bizarre than that. So I'm going to use all the building rules that make a good house, but we'll add a little bit of a twist to them. So the first rule for building a house is that if you're going to have a square-looking house, like right now we're going to have, you know, like this... Oh, jeez, we placed the block wrong. But right now we're going to have, like, this kind of square archway, and this will be, like, for the room 1. If you're going to do this in a house, also, again, just get rid of this, what you need to make sure you do is always have an outside frame to it. The outside frame, I don't know the logic behind it, but it does actually make sense. If you have an outside frame on your house, it makes it look a little bit fancier. And again, I don't know why. Oh, there's a creeper down there. I don't know why. I don't know how. It's just a fact of life. So we need to get the creeper away from me. You know, I should just probably torch up the area a little bit better. So let's do that, shall we? So creeper, please come over here. I'm going to direct you towards your nearest creeper. Okay, I'm going to charge, and then I'm going to charge. Okay, then we can just go on each side of this thing over and over again. And that works quite well. So let's place a torch there, just so that doesn't happen. And again, I feel like I'm being ambushed on purpose here. Like, geez, guys, just trying to work on my house and give people some tips. So yeah, basically, if you do an outside... Oh, wait, I'm doing this the wrong way around. So yeah, I know I'm doing this right. So if you do an outside frame of the house, like this, then it actually makes the inside frame look a lot fancier. I don't know how this works, but if I show you this a little bit better now, so we go a little bit further this way, and then let's work that the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make sure we have the exact same thing here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll go down one. Then you actually see, I don't know why it works, but it makes the house look a little bit fancier. Because if it's just going to be a dark oak house, it looks like one of those shacks you make on your first night. But if you do it like this, there's something fancy about it that I can't explain, but it does actually work. So we'll do a big frame going all the way around the outside. So like here, and we're out of wood, which is a real problem we didn't think of. But there's our house. Usually when people have their house on their first night, it's actually complete. But for us, we're going to live the very unique life of having a house that is not complete. So what we can actually do is, oh geez, that skeleton's attacking us. So again, we'd have to do the Zerg Rush technique, where we hide behind a wall, and then just pop out and get it. Pro tip for all ranged mobs, by the way, is because they have to get a line of sight on you, and might as well make it somewhere where you can hit them too, right? So yeah, we're going to pick this up with our axe, going to place it back down, and it's kind of like we've got a house that's complete and everything. So I think we'll just finish, we'll get some more wood by chopping down another tree, and we'll finish our first room for today, because I feel like it's a tradition that you have to have your first house finished by your first night. So while we go chop down some trees, which will probably be a reasonably easy affair, let's talk about some really... Oh, yeah, it's raining out. See, this is why Savannah Biomes are cool. It doesn't rain, even though I was unlucky, so unlucky and got rain on my first night. No rain here. No rain here at all. So yeah, one of the really cool / crazy things about passwords is because the hashing game mentioned, although it's really tricky to reverse engineer that hash and get, you know, it's really tricky to work out that, you know, my answer is the 44th president of the United States, just from Barack Obama, because it could be so many different things. But in theory, if you just check over and over again, you'll get there. It just right now takes hundreds of years. But in the future, because technology is progressing so fast, it actually means that, you know, instead of it working, you know, the way I just mentioned, where it's like, oh yeah, and it will take, you know, hundreds of years. What would have taken hundreds of years, you know, 20 years ago, now takes, you know, days or takes minutes. And this means that, you know, encryption algorithms from that long ago are now easily cracked, which means that even though you shouldn't be able to reverse engineer it, you can with enough time. And it means that there's this really evil genius thing, kind of like how if you're the first one in a time machine, you can do some really evil stuff. If you're the first person to make a quantum computer, which is something people are working right now, you will be, you know, you'll have the ability to basically, you know, crack the uncrackable. Like, it's like having a skeleton key, but online, and you don't have to tell anyone about it. So it's like you can break into anyone's house, except they don't know you've broken in, because there's no way you should be able to break in. This lock is impenetrable, and that's something really scary, but also really cool, because, you know, at the same time as like, oh no, you're technically... Someone could technically have it right now, and it could just be at their whim that they don't hack you. But it's also got the thing of like, yeah, this is kind of a bad thing. So that's that right there. Be scared, the future is dangerous. And watch out for it, because otherwise people will reverse your hashing thing. So the key lesson I just wanted to teach here is that passwords don't work the way you think they do. They got a cool thing behind them. And at the very least, hopefully you remembered something about hashing. Just remember that it's kind of like Jeopardy. It's like Jeopardy, but it's Jeopardy that YouTube plays with your password. So that's a fun thing right there. This sugarcane farm is going surprisingly well. Like, usually sugarcane takes like hours to grow, but this one's like getting off the ground quite easily. So yeah, let's go back to the house and let's finish off with, you know, at least have something we can sleep in for the first night's past, actually. Let's have something we can sleep in for the first day, because, you know, some days where you're just like, I've been doing stuff all day. I've been doing stuff all night. Been really busy. I'm just gonna nap today. I'm gonna be an owl for today. I'm just gonna be nocturnal. I'm gonna be like that today. I'm gonna have a nap in the bed, which I've sarcastically suggested this a few times. But it would be great if there was like a nap in bed during day option, where like you could turn your sleep schedule nocturnal and sleep during the day, so you could only be out at night. Because the thing about it is sometimes, not very often, but sometimes I do want to only be out in Minecraft at night. And the fact that that's not an option generally makes me sad sometimes. So, if they made that a thing, that'd be pretty cool if you ask me. So yeah, this is our very technically impressive house. I'm going to call it technically impressive. And another little pro tip, by the way, is what you got to do is you got to have windows next to your door in a clever little formation like this. So this will be a window, and this will be a door. We could have two little doors. No, that's not modern. That's not our crazy thing we're doing here. Because, yeah, that'll be that. So now what we want to do is we want to work this all the way along here. We'll make a door just over there to, like, the second room in the house. We only really need one room in this house, but we'll have, like, 4 or something like that. And this will be our first base of operations. This is our first bedroom for the night, and we'll be good there. So we technically need a ceiling, but I'd rather have walls than a ceiling right now. Oh, we're terrible. Oh, this is going to be a secret way to the roof. So you go like that, and yeah, so if we do it like this, then only we can do that. Mobs can't. And except we can't actually do it. So pro tip, by the way, if you're really worried about mobs getting in somewhere, if you just make it require parkour, no mob in the game can do parkour. I think maybe the baby zombie can. No mob can do real parkour. So if you want to make if you want to make it like kind of mob proof, you can do it that way. So yeah, modern houses, very easy to do. All you gotta do is do lots of bizarre design rules. Like I said, if you're gonna have a square build, you gotta have it inside like this. Because now it might be tricky to see like this, But you can see how that's going to look pretty good, right? Or at least I can see that. If you can't, let's put the acacia door there, because I think the acacia will really make this. So we need, I think it's like 3 to get some doors, I think, anyway. So now we'll make this on the crafting table. Let's take the wood. Let's put it in. Let's make this happen. So, oh, actually, okay, we got double as much we need. Now with all of that, we've got the acacia doors we need. We place one down, and boom, doesn't our house look magnificent? So there'll be some glass there, but I want to have some fancy colored stained glass, because I've noticed people always use white stained glass instead of regular glass, because it looks all fancy and stuff, and that's what we're going to do here. So here's our house. It's got a furnace in the living room, and is this a living room? I don't know, but I'll call it the living room for now, or the lounge if you're of such a persuasion. And yeah, I quite like it, even though it's missing a wall. You know, let's have a cinematic view of the world. Instead of having a window, this is a fancy modern window. So I've noticed in real life the way you go minimalistic on the whole thing. Instead of just, I think we could actually have a little bit of safety up there. If we do that, it's the same thing. So yeah, we've got a window to life. We can just see what's out there. It can see us, and it can kill us if it wants to. We just hope it doesn't. So this is our house for the first episode. I think I built too big too fast, because I've got that there. This is where I go when I want to pretend I'm in a house, but I'm not actually in one. This is where I go when I want a little bit of protection from the outside. So, yeah, this is my, this is my first night in my TU31 Let's Play. As you can see, it's gone pretty well. I hope you did all enjoy this video. I know it was a very bizarre Let's Play, because, you know, not many people do launch first. Let me know what you thought, though. Hopefully you learned something in there, and hopefully you liked the thing. I'd love to, I'll be responding to comments and seeing what's going on down there, so please do leave any feedback you have. But thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video, which might be in a few days. I don't know how often this thing will be, but yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!